Hello, Naomi here. Today I'm going to talk about my pickups for March 2024. I bought 53 games this month. There are two main reasons why there were so many. One, I went to a convention, which naturally leads to quite a few pickups, and two, I did quite a bit of thrifting, which, depending on how lucky I am, does lead to more pickups. If you've been watching all of my videos, you will have seen some of these titles before, but today I really want to talk about why I chose the games I have. So day one games I bought this month are Unicorn Overlord and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm so happy I picked these two up when I did. Unicorn Overlord, I'm about halfway through right now, and it's such a wonderful and beautiful strategy RPG. I already talked about Rebirth in the games I played in March, but speaking of Final Fantasy, I did also pick up Final Fantasy Explorers and Reverent Wings. I'm really enjoying playing the Final Fantasy games, and I do want to eventually play them all. So if I find one at a good price that I don't have, I'll pick it up. I love puzzle games and I find them for so cheap. If I find a puzzle game I don't own for under $5, it's an easy pickup for me. Bakugan Battle Brawlers is an adventure strategy game that I would put in the same category as like Digimon or Pokemon, but it's definitely its own thing. I have been on the lookout for these Metroid games for quite some time. They aren't rare, but I'm cheap, so I was looking for them at the right price, and I finally found them complete at the prices I was wanting. I've heard good things about both of these, so I'm excited. The Wii U, I do consider myself mostly done collecting for, but I find games for the Wii so cheap that I do still pick one up here and there occasionally. A while ago now, I found a U-Draw pad for the Wii, and I love art and drawing, so I've been on the lookout for a couple of games to play with the U-Draw pad. I don't really expect these to be great games or anything, but I think it will be fun to mess around with this gadget game. I think I found a good variety of games to test it out for myself. I also picked up Medal of Honor Heroes 2. Again, I found this thrifting, and for the price, I think it will be fun. PC games are something I don't buy often, but I really love Dragon's Lair, so when I found this deluxe edition sealed for $5, I had to grab it. I almost never do this, but I bought this with the intention of never even opening it. I really just want this as a display piece. Typically, I hate keeping things sealed and buy every game with the intention of playing it someday, but these are games that are easily available on so many other platforms. I just love the artwork, so I'm happy to have this in my collection just to look at it. Now, a big category I'm collecting right now is Xbox 360 games. There's really two reasons for this. One, for the most part, they're very cheap to collect at the moment, and two, I've recently found a working Xbox 360 at Goodwill. So games that previously hadn't been playable for me because they weren't backwards compatible on the Series X are suddenly playable. So here are the games I bought that can be played on the Xbox 360 but not the Series X. Thanks to my working 360, I'll be able to play Kinect games for the first time. Now, I know Kinect doesn't have the best reputation, but I really want to give it a try myself. Also, Kinect games are dirt cheap right now, so I just think it will be fun to try a variety of games. Again, I'm not attempting to have a complete collection or anything, I'm just attempting to pick up a good variety I think I'll have fun with. If you've enjoyed any Kinect games, please let me know down in the comments. I really would love some recommendations. Record of Egoist War and Resonance of Fate are both RPGs, and I'm attempting to buy most, if not all, of the Xbox 360 RPGs because there just aren't very many of them. Ninja Blade is an action-adventure and an Xbox 360 exclusive. The price on this game has gone up quite a bit since I bought it, so I'm really glad I grabbed it when I did. Mech Assault 2 is a third-person shooter and vehicle sim. This edition has a little documentary included as a bonus. I've already watched it and I really love getting a look behind the scenes. It was really interesting hearing some of the game designers talk about their experiences while making the game. Next are the games I can play on the Series X. I find most of these Xbox games between $2 and $10, some for even less than that. It's crazy. I have quite a collection of LEGO Dimensions, but I have the Wii U version, and to be honest, it has some performance issues. I found this Xbox One copy at Goodwill for next to nothing. I've heard this version performs better, so now I'm on the lookout for an Xbox Portal so I can give this version a try. I'm not in a hurry for this one though. I feel like I'll find it at Goodwill eventually. It's really interesting that I don't like horror movies, books, or even haunted houses yet. I do like horror video games, and there's quite a few on the Xbox. Castlevania Lords of Shadow I've seen described as an RPG with horror themes. I think I'll really like this one. This Arcade Unplugged has a collection of little games, and this is the kind of stuff I love playing between bigger games, or if I only have a few minutes to kill. Bejeweled 2 is an obvious winner, but there are a couple games on here that I've never heard of before, so it'll be fun to give these games a go sometime. Army of Two I will definitely play co-op sometime. Far Cry 6 I've heard is actually pretty good but short, so I think it's worth a play at some of the rock bottom prices I've seen. Grand Theft Auto Episodes from Liberty City is a collection of 2 smaller standalone spin-off games, or maybe you could call them expansion games, but Grand Theft Auto 4 isn't required to play. Hitman Absolution is an action stealth game. This is the Walmart edition. I always assume codes are used when buying secondhand, but make sure to try them when I get home. It's amazing how often DLC redemption codes work, and that was the case with this game. Call of Juarez Bound in Blood is an Old West themed action-adventure shooter. I didn't pick up many Switch games this month. I did pick up a couple RPGs. The Switch has such a great library of RPGs to choose from, and it's one of my favorite genres, so if I find one on a good sale, I tend to pick it up. Rhapsody has been on my wish list for quite some time. Chaos Double Pack are adventure games that seem to have horror elements. I don't really know much about these games, but they look like something I will enjoy. Shredder's Revenge was actually an upgrade. This copy includes the DLC that wasn't included in the launch edition. I very rarely sell games. I typically only buy games for myself or family, but I did sell the launch edition so I could upgrade to the edition that includes the DLC. Now let's move on to the PlayStation. This isn't true for every title. There are some spendy ones, but in general, I find this is a great time to be collecting PS4 games. Elite Dangerous is a multiplayer game where you can explore a scientifically accurate galaxy of stars, customize your ship, and blaze your own trail across the galaxy. This is a huge game, and I don't see it often. It only has online multiplayer, so we actually ended up picking up 2 copies of this game. I recently picked up the Ace Combat 7 flight stick at Goodwill, so of course I had to pick up the game as well. River City Melee is a fighting game, and it's not a game I typically go for, but I found it sealed for $7, and it looks like a fun multiplayer game. Baldo is an adventure game with such a beautiful art style. Phoenix Point is a strategy game, which I really love strategy. A lot of people say it's like XCOM. Infamous Second Son I've heard excellent things about. I've heard it has a really good story. Back 4 Blood was made by the same team that made Left 4 Dead. Blade Assault is an action roguelite platformer. Here are some games that haven't gotten the best reviews, but seem like games I will enjoy regardless. Magman Lord is an action RPG, visual novel, and dating sim. All of those are genres I love, so it sounds like a magical combination to me. I love Skyrim so much. It's one of my favorite games. I've put many hours into it, but I've never owned it physically. This copy came with the map and everything, which I always love. I'm probably going to try playing this on the Portal sometime. I'm very happy to finally add Tales of Vesperia physically to my collection. I also own it digitally on the Switch. Last but not least is Diablo 4 for the PS5. This copy came with the GameStop pre-order bonus steelbook as the case. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I picked up last month. If you did, consider giving a like and subscribing. What games did you pick up, or what systems are you collecting for? Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, happy gaming.